When I put this episode together, I wanted it to be about our children, not about politics or policy. I suspect many of our viewers have differing views on immigration, what the laws should be, and how they should be enforced. I'm also sure some of you have different views on LGBT issues, including things like HB2. I think it's safe to say many of us of a certain age and older are learning a lot from our children, or maybe our grandchildren, and trying to absorb all the changes going on around us. But I hope today's show and guests made you think about the impact these various policy debates and actual policy implementation has on children. Today across North Carolina, we have parents afraid to take their children to school because they fear it might trigger some kind of enforcement action from immigration authorities. We have children who hear rumors and actual news stories about children having a parent taken away and deported, even if this is the only home these kids have ever known. Do your children worry when they leave for school that you might not be there when they get home? That's a very real fear among primarily Latino children in North Carolina schools today. That has to be terrifying. And how about young people growing up and confronting just typical issues about their own sexuality? And then they come to realize more about their orientation, that it may be different than some of their friends. Sure, they see a lot more acceptance of homosexuality amongst their peers and in popular culture, but that doesn't mean they aren't confused or scared and not sure who they can trust. Did you know that even though LGBT youth represent an estimated 7% of the total youth population, this group represents about 40% of all young people experiencing homelessness. Why? Because in many cases their family rejected them for who they are. Now look, I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I am as certain that as the adults in the room, and by room I mean this country and this planet, that we have an obligation to support all our young people and help them become all they can be. I believe that starts with understanding what they are going through and doing all we can to do to support them. That's it for this week's Education Matters. Next week, we're going to look at how our state is preparing the next generation of school leaders. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.